Hi everyone, it's Amrita Sethi, and I am extremely delighted and excited to be unveiling and showcasing and showing you my latest artwork called Africa Blockchain Voice Note Art. I have collaborated with Africa Blockchain Week. I'm officially the diamond sponsor. And what I wanted to do actually this time with Africa Blockchain is that I wanted it was a very important story for me to tell. I'm actually originally born and brought up in Kenya, and I've lived in lots of different countries around Africa and traveled a lot, mainly Uganda and Zimbabwe. And that's really because I come from a family who are third generation Kenyan Indians, but also because, my history and my background with my father and both my mother, they've worked in different aspects within Africa to really kind of, I would say, give this voice to the voiceless. And so I'm extremely delighted and on a personal level, very happy to share this with you. So here is the artwork. It first says the word Africa. So literally you can see Africa, block, that's me saying block, chain. And you can see the shape and structure of the sound wave. Then what I wanted to do is I wanted to tell a new story. A story, not a black and white story, not one that talks about the poverty, the famine, the destruction, the corruption of Africa, which is something that has, I would say, plagued a lot the African story for a very, very long time. And I genuinely do believe now that with the future of some of the technologies, especially things like blockchain, that is going to be able to unlock so much potential. You know, we're going to be able to see, and already we hear words like leapfrog, and I wanted to show this leapfrog out of, this, into a new form of financial freedom. And as long as people have got cell phones in their hands and, and Wi-Fi, that the ability to leapfrog, and this is the Andrika symbol here for freedom, to leapfrog out of the existing status and into something that is new and exciting. Here you can see the word, I've kind of also talking about, from here to the banking of the unbanked. So this is something that, again, that's a very well-known phrase within the Africa blockchain space, because you've got a lot of people who are totally unbanked at the moment, and this ability to leapfrog over that and then go straight to this kind of DeFi space, which is something that within the Africa Blockchain Summit, you're going to be hearing a lot from companies. So effectively here, I took again the Andrika symbols and put them in here. And there's a lot of them that means like unity, creativity, transformation, strength, trust. And I think that, yes, it's 54 countries, and I wanted to make sure that we show the different countries because each country has its own unique element, but the importance of being able to connect an entire continent. And to be able to take 1.3 to 1.4 billion people within Africa, which are on a genuine or growing every day, and to really create a very new future. So we talk, and part of that future is a lot of the future of farming. Africa is a beautiful, beautifully blessed land with lots of resources. So how can we take the logistics of that farming, whether it's through drones and using blockchain and other technologies to really increase efficiencies? How do we remain more connected? How do we listen to some of the young voices and the young talent that are in Africa to be able to really make a difference and change the future of how we see things? There's a lot of things here that I want to, things that I like to explain is that, I don't know if you see this. This is the start of the word Africa with the A here. And it's framed by the bird of paradise. And this is the type of, it's a very tropical African, typically African flower. And it's really to be like, this is the new frame of that. It's not a continent of scarcity and poverty, but it's a paradise. It's something to look forward to. Then here, a lot of people think, okay, Lion King, when you ask people to paint images of what Africa is, they talk about safari or Africa, or, lions or, giraffes or whatever the case is. But yes, that will always be a very, very important part of Africa. And in fact, there's so many countries within Africa doing so many amazing things to preserve the aspects of the beautiful sort of land of Africa. But it's also thinking about where can we still see the future, whether it's in VR, augmented reality, and AI, and maybe you'll be able to go on safari in these areas. And I think that's going to unlock a lot of potential there as well. And so here is the story. As I said, it was not possible for me to capture everything, but the important thing is that, as I said, is capturing that voice, giving people within the African community or within the African continent the ability to tell their story. And there are so many different stories. Just like, for example, my story, I'm a third generation Indian Kenyan, and I am part of the Africa fabric. And I do think that going into the future, we're going to have all these stories being told, but even more so in a way that allows people to even tap into greater technology. We're going to see amazing fashion coming out of it. So you can see here the African woman here with her very futuristic view. Is that kind of connecting to the past, but also connecting to the future and honoring one's heritage? As we know, NFTs are really, breaking the boundaries of how people see art. So what I wanted to do is that with this NFT auction, I wanted to push the boundary just that little bit more and do something that I've never done before. And I'm extremely excited to be doing it with Africa Blockchain, especially since I'm from Kenya, and this has got a very special place in my heart. So this time round, I've created an artwork, which is here, it's Africa Blockchain, but I want to give you the opportunity to write your story into this artwork. Voice No Art is all about telling stories. It's about capturing the essence of what that word means and the stories behind it. So here, what I wanted to do is I've told the Africa Blockchain story the way I've seen it. But I want to give you the opportunity to tell your story and write that into this Africa Blockchain. So at the auction, the minimum bid starting will be $5,000. From there, you're going to be able to hit different markers. And at those different markers, you're going to be able to unlock different VIP features that will allow you to customize. Think of it as a generative piece of art, something that is almost co-collaborative. And at the end of it, you'll have your story written into it. So the first marker is, the first one is the VIP tiering 1, where the winner of the auction will receive the artwork as is, but they will also receive a VIP ticket to NexChange's blockchain event. It's also the reserve price, and that's at $15,000. Then the next marker up at $20,000, you'll be able to write your story into this. So you'll be able to send me an image, either of yourself or your logo or something that you believe will tell your African story. And I will incorporate that into this artwork, and that will become a new piece of artwork, which means that because we want scarcity and rarity, I will actually burn this first artwork and you will be left with the first one of one. Then at the next marker, which is at $25,000, I will then be able to create an animation video for you. And that animation video will be a 2D animation, but this time you're going to be giving me your voice as well. So it'll be your voice, your story, all animated in a way that tells your story. And the way that that will be in a very similar way to how I've done this, the 2D animation of Dubai 2020.
Dubai. Dubai.
So once you hit the final marker of $25,000, you'll be able to put in your voice as well as your story. So when you send me your voice and your story, I will then actually create that into a personalized animation where that will come with sound, you saying the word Africa blockchain in your voice, the artwork, which will have your story in it with your image. And at that point, then we will burn the other work as well. So you're still left with the one of one. And so that's really it. It really is an opportunity for you to tell your story within the Africa blockchain. And I'm excited to see how this works, how this will play out, and who will actually be telling their story in the end. So please join us at the auction at Terra Virtua's website on the 28th of June at 10 a.m. GMT +1 time. And that's at www.terravirtua.io. The auction will be going live. Please do bid, and please start to already think, what is the story that you want to be telling? And what are the images that come to your mind when you think Africa blockchain? And also, how cool would it be that we're creating NFT art, which is also really the future of NFT art. So it's the NFT Africa blockchain voice note art. Thank you, and I can't wait to see who the winner is.